A lot of people ask me about this, and you think people would know my position on this by now, but I think it's more of a general or having rather specific commentary on a particular thing. I'm okay with that. But basically, the New York Times, I believe, had found out that Trump paid, I mean, as it says right now, $750 in federal income tax the year he won the presidency. In his first year in the White House, he paid another $750. And basically, the whole idea is that he avoided a bunch of taxes and such. Considering, I guess, his income bracket or how much money he has. And, of course, people are in a frenzy about it and what have you. But I'm going to tell you my position, and it's never changed. Taxation is theft. More precisely, it is theft by way of extortion. And avoiding taxes, as far as I'm concerned, is a noble thing in itself. Now, there are ways that it can't be noble. There are, like, let's say, modifiers to that position. However, in itself, by itself, tax avoidance, as far as I'm concerned, is a noble, very beautiful thing. And I want to preface this by saying this. Every rich person avoids taxes. Generally, no rich person is paying the most that they can. This is why they can avoid those taxes. They pay lawyers, they pay accountants, lots of money to specifically avoid paying taxes. That's what they do. Okay? That's what they do. Even the ones that are progressive and preach this nonsense about how people even in their, let's say, tax bracket, they act as if they should be paying more. That doesn't mean that they don't avoid taxes. They all do. They all do. Of course they all do. They don't go out their way to try to pay the government more money. No, they pay other people money to say, hey, what do I need to do throughout the year? And what can you do for me so I can give them the least bit of my money? Simple as that. Now, this is the modifier. So it doesn't matter who you apply it to. Trump or whoever else, doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't know what the hell this is, but whatever. Anyway, the modifier is this. If you advocate for further, and this is where a lot of progressives, I'm on the opposite end of them. If you advocate for further taxation, yet then you do everything to, let's say, avoid taxes, you're a butthole. Take that in whatever way that you may. You are, I would say, a rather not good person. You're advocating for further taxation on other people, further theft, extortion of other people, and then you avoid them every chance that you get. Now, I know that speaks to like the largest group of progressive, let's say, millionaires and Bernie Sanders rhetoric or voice, the millionaires and the billionaires. They, of course, avoid it whenever they get, and the progressive ones will advocate for further taxation. And it's hilarious because when you consider, definitely income tax, right? I'm obviously against all forms of taxation. I'm not about to use this video to talk about who built the roads and all of this other stuff. How they pay for this, and that. Go watch my previous videos about these particular subjects. This is not what this video is for, so leave your who built the roads for another video. I'm just giving you my general position on taxation, which I would hope that you already know. But when I see someone avoid taxes, I don't have a problem with that. If anything, I want to learn from them. How did you do it? How did you do it? And you kept the goons off of your back. How did you do it? Something I want to learn from you. But just the sheer avoidance of the tax, like, of course I don't have any problem with that. If he paid less than I did or less than someone else did, congratulations. The only problem that I have, it doesn't matter with who, whether it be with Mr. Trump or anybody else, if you're advocating for further taxation of other Americans, I have an issue with that. While you're trying to do whatever you can to avoid them, that I have an issue with. I know that describes most wealthy progressives, but that, of course, I have a problem with. But if you are an advocate of no taxation, certainly significantly less taxation more privatization, and then you avoid or even evade taxes. Noble cause for me. Noble cause is a noble cause, a beautiful thing, and I hope you create new ways to do it. And I hope that you give me some advice on that, on how you can do that by way of keeping of course the goons away from you. IRS should be abolished tomorrow, today. What I'm talking about? Abolish it right now. Get rid of it. Income tax, man. 1913 really sucked, huh? Income taxation as well as the Federal Reserve. Absolutely terrible year. Nonetheless, yeah, I'm not up in a frenzy. I don't pocket watch other men either. Other people, just really in general, I don't pocket watch. My only problem, like I said, and I will point out that hypocrisy if you yourself are like advocating for further taxation. You don't pay more in taxes, but you want everybody else to pay into this machine that is well over $20 trillion worth of debt. Man, imagine that, this institution, right? These progressives always say that we need to give them more money, right? And they need to control more things. And any other institution that you would imagine that would lose that much money, or not even lose that much money, excuse me, because they don't make money. They steal from people. But obviously they can't balance the money that they steal, considering how much debt they pile up and they deficit spend right now. And in all fairness, Trump has absolutely been part of that damn problem. Every president has. Nonetheless, it's amazing how people would want to give more money to that particular institution. Amazing. People act like this is just such a noble cause. Every year they do this whole ordeal where you have those individuals like talking about what they pay, why they like to pay taxes and all of this stuff and what it pays. It's amazing. The indoctrination is absolutely real, but taxation is a bad thing. Objectively speaking, taking money from people or expecting money from people is not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? That you had absolutely nothing to do with. And I know folks will immediately point to the fact that, well, this gets paid for by way of taxes and all of this other stuff. But, my thing is, and every libertarian thing is that the state shouldn't be in control over these things. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be in control over those things. So the fact that they are stealing from individuals and then they go out of their way to then monopolize effectively, or just straight up monopolize, meaning they will make it illegal for competition to exist in that said market. That's a problem, of course. And that's I didn't sign up for that. Nobody really signed up for that. And if you did, you should have no issue with the private institution doing it, and then you paying voluntarily into that while private institutions compete with each other for whatever service that the state has monopolized or are attempting to monopolize. So that's been my position. I don't have any issues with Trump avoiding taxes per se. I would only have any problem with it if he's advocating for further taxation of any other individual. That's when it becomes a problem. That doesn't just apply to Donald Trump, though. That applies to everybody.